got to this part, and we could just hear thundering water.
Yeah, and it wasn't.
It was from far away. We were pretty far away.
Yeah.
The source of the thunder, maybe like half a mile away, and we're like, "What's that noise?" And we thought it was cars at first or something in the distance.
As we got closer,
There was like an elevation change. It wasn't a dam, but someone had put these giant boulders in the river. And I think the purpose is because there's so much farmland around, it's they can have a little bit more control over irrigation. So they put the boulders in the river, so it doesn't make for good kayaking.
when he heard that, we were gonna exit the river, so we exited to the left side of the river, which turned out bad.
Yeah, there was no way we were gonna walk through that.
No, it was just thick brush.
About waist high.
Yeah, and just I mean, once we got out, we had to crawl out on the grass. Like, it was this tall grass, and there were spiders galore. There were spiders all over the place. So we decided to cut back across, and Wesley was the one that went first, and then Frank, and then me. And as we're going back across, I just see spiders crawling on us.
It was pretty disturbing. And then I had a spider on my glove, and I kept trying to like dip him into the water, but he's like, "Come on, man, don't dip me." Like he would like crunch up and move to the other side of the glove, so I let him live. But when we got to the other side, we ended up like, what would you say? It was like half a mile that we walked down before we got to the actual, like from our initial stopping point to where like the actual elevation change happens.
Yeah, it was about half a mile. It was a long way.
So we ran half a mile, and we realized how far it was, and there's no way we were carrying 70-pound kayaks half a mile, 3 of them. What we ended up doing was we tied a rope to a tree, and we crawled down into the river right before the water actually fell off.
I was the first one actually, and Wesley went back and told Frank the plan, and I just, with the rope, I just stood out in the middle of the river so they could see where to exit. And Wesley came around first, and you know, I didn't really catch him with the rope. I mean, the rope was just kind of there just in case. He was able to be able to dock the kayak pretty easily. We didn't have top quality kayaks.
Yeah, they would have been destroyed.
Yeah, those rocks probably would have punctured a hole in it, because there's some pretty massive sharp rocks in there.
Immediately after that, we were kind of already leaving the camp, because that happened around 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So it was actually quite difficult finding a spot to get out of the river that actually had trees, because we were camping on hammocks.
Finally, we found this like little outlet. We just paddled our way into it, and
There was an arroyo that had water.
Yeah, so we paddled into it till it became too shallow. Then we carried our kayaks up farther, and as soon as we got there, we're walking around. We see like these mesquite trees kind of creating a canopy, but it's all overgrown with a bunch of other brush inside. And Wesley's going, and I casually look down. I see Wesley step over something, and I look, and I kind of turn to Frank, and then look back at Wesley, and I say, "Hey, you just stepped over a rattlesnake." And Wesley turns, and Frank looks at me, and they both go, "Nah, you're kidding." "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, there's a rattlesnake right there." And they just didn't believe me, because I guess the tone in my voice was so casual.
And it wasn't rattling too.
Yeah, it was a baby rattlesnake, so the rattler, we couldn't hear the rattle. So after that, we realized that, oh, okay, now we're in an area that may have potential more rattlesnakes. We can't find another spot. It's already dark. Let's just tough it out. So we decided to cut all the brush down.
I hit one of the tree branches, and the machete bounced back, and it slammed into my shin.
We actually got video footage of it.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Dang, does it look terrible?
You see, you go like this, and and then you
The
stopped.
farmer came up, rolled up on us.
Yeah,
when
when
we were out there.
at nighttime he smelled smoke. He said, it's understandable. He smelled smoke, and he started talking to us and asking what we were doing, and we told him, and he looked at us kind of crazy.
We were already kind of frustrated having to carry our kayaks out, so we were just gonna like go through this next elevation drop. We figured, we can handle it. We're in a life vest. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah,
And we were totally like, we let our frustration allow us to maybe do a totally stupid decision.
clouded our judgment.
But luckily, the farmer, whose name was Justin, was there, and he actually told us there's no way we were going to get over that in kayaks. And he is correct. It was a bouldery mess.
He drove us to our next drop-off location below it, and I was in the back with the kayak, so I was sitting higher than everybody, and I could see. So as soon as we turned where that elevation drop was, I could see these islands and these big rocks, and then in between the islands and big rocks, and the reason we heard the water so loud is because debris like logs, limbs, trees, whatever debris was stuck in all the paths. So if we took it on, we would have hit logs, we would have hit debris, we would have got stuck up on stuff, and I don't even know how deep it was. And it was a good drop. It was a
like
big
good
drop.
30, 40 feet like that.
And we have all our camping gear and everything. I mean, granted, it's all attached, but impact like that probably would have ripped something off the boat, or maybe
Cracked the hole.
or smashed our face. I don't know. It was a good thing that he came about and told us that was a dumb idea. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a ride to the next portion.
Yeah, we're glad we didn't do it, because we might not be here right now.
Yeah.
So then at Leesburg Dam, that one was a little bit more interesting. It was easy to get out and around, I would say.
Yeah, it was a lot easier to get out.
We did have to do a little bit of bushwhacking.
This guy did all the bushwhacking. He was the bushwhacker.
I was all,
After we got down past Leesburg Dam, we were getting ready to get in. And we decided, because right after the Leesburg Dam, there was like some good like white rapids, like boulders and everything. And we're like, this is the end. Let's do it. Let's just do it. I mean, if a boat cracks or something, we're right next to the state park. We can call someone to pick us up there. So we were like, all right, let's go for it. Let's go for it. So Frank went first. And the thing about it is when you hit, you had to turn quickly or you'd run right into a tree, like an overgrown tree. So you turn and Frank went, he made it past. He didn't clip the tree at all. I clipped it a little bit. I just put my paddle down after I got through it. And then we turned around and we were watching Wesley.
and I was going through it, and everything was great, I guess. And then I hit one of the rapids, and I got like a bunch of water, so my boat already was kind of heavy. And then I actually went down into like the elevation change part of the rapid, and I wasn't able to turn my boat, and I started going, woo! And I totally flipped the kayak.
He was already heading right for that tree, and he just hit that tree, and the tree just basically toppled him over. And luckily, he had that pump, and we just
Pumped everything out. It took us like 5 to 7 minutes. You'll probably see it sped up in 10 seconds.
yeah. Another thing we realized is we did not bring enough water. But to cook with and to drink on the river and being out in the heat, luckily the farmer, Justin, gave us some water. And then when we passed Leesburg, some more people gave us some water.
And then he also got some beer. I guess that
I did.
Too.
I did, actually. Some people were yelling and they said, come here! So I kayaked over there and they gave me a beer.
And Bud Light is mostly water, so
Yeah.
it's hydration.
It's hydration. It was near the end of the trip. I only had like 5 more miles to kayak. I didn't care at that point. I was like, I'm gonna have a beer.
No, we're alive. We made it. Round of applause, everyone.
Blisters.
I'm not actually clapping. I'm slapping my mosquito bites.
I got stung by a bee,
Oh yeah, Wade got stung by a bee.
but it was rough. Frank
Yeah.
got eaten up.
All in all, man, I'd have to say if I never do this again, it would be because I haven't found a solution to the bug problem. They seem to like me more than these guys, but my brother here says try eating garlic. So I'll do
I
some
eat a lot of raw
experimenting.
garlic, so I mean that was maybe a reason I never
Keeps
really
you
got
healthy.
eaten alive. Cause I haven't really found any bites on myself yet, except for
The
a freaking
bee.
ant, and then an ant
I
bit him.
really hate ants.
The river is tough,
It was
way
tough.
harder than we thought.
One of the hardest parts, I guess, what you gotta think about on any self-sustaining kayak trip is just river entry and exit. Cause like here, there was no spots. There's like mesquite growing on either side. It was very hard to get off when you wanted to get off.
We have literally cut down areas to get through, just because we had to get through, and there was no possible way to not.
But all in all, it was epic, really
It was
epic.
very
You know,
epic. It was fun.
yeah, we met a really good guy that saved our butts. You know,
Oh yeah.
he warned us about one area that we were actually attempting. We were gonna do it,
we
but he told us,
probably-
yeah, we probably would have died.
We wouldn't be at this interview right now.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't have. I thought it was like lazy Rio Grande with a few rough spots here and there. Oh,
It's got some surprises for you.
Definitely.
and those surprises cost a lot of time.
But anyway, great trip. Lots of lessons learned.
But remember to comment, like, and subscribe.
And these guys, they'll take a lot of people that, you know, like me. I've never done anything like this before in my life, so, you know.
I've kayaked, but I never camped on a kayak, so that
It was
my
a first for a lot of us then, and yeah. So if it's your first time or you're thinking about doing something like this, watch this, and you'll get a little idea what you're in for.
Paddling down the Rio Grande, where we go, no one knows. The river's filled with rapids and dams, but we don't really give a damn. And that's when you repeat the song.